I discovered that my parents left everything to my brother in their will, so I stopped contributing to their bills and extra expenses. My name is Jake, and any lingering doubts about my place in the family vanished the day I discovered the will. There was no dramatic family meeting where my parents broke the news themselves. Instead, I stumbled upon it completely by dumb luck. This happened a few months ago while I was at their place. The very house I'd been helping them pay for over the last 5 years. The mortgage payments, the occasional grocery runs, even repairs around the house. I was the one holding everything together. My brother Eric, meanwhile, did absolutely nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. No job, no responsibilities, just lounging around, expecting life to hand him everything on a silver platter. A platter it seemed my parents were all too happy to furnish. That day, I was helping my dad with some paperwork because, as usual, neither of them could be bothered to figure things out themselves. He'd asked me to scan some documents for him, a bunch of legal and financial stuff, and I didn't think twice about it until I saw it. A folder labeled Estate Plan and Last Will and Testament, sitting right there in the stack. Now, I don't normally snoop, but curiosity got the best of me. After all, I'd been the one making sure they kept a roof over their heads. It wasn't exactly out of line to wonder how things were set up for the future. So I opened it. And that's when I saw the words that made my stomach drop. Everything. And I mean everything was going to Eric. The house, their savings, their assets. Not a single mention of me, except for some generic lines about loving both their sons equally. Yeah, right, equally. That's why they made sure their golden child would inherit everything, while the son actually keeping them afloat didn't even get a footnote. I felt like a fool. Here I was bending over backward for them, making sure their bills got paid on time, making sure they never had to worry about food, while they sat back and planned for a future where I got absolutely nothing. And Eric? He wasn't just lazy. He was entitled. He never lifted a finger to help them, never contributed a dime, but he had somehow convinced them that he deserved it all. Maybe because he was the younger son, maybe because they always babied him, maybe because he knew exactly how to manipulate them. Whatever the reason, they had made their choice. I sat there staring at the paper, my hand shaking from a mix of rage and betrayal. How long had they planned this? Had they always intended for me to just be their free financial safety net, with nothing in return? Did they ever even appreciate what I did for them? I had no idea how long I'd been sitting there. But eventually my dad noticed I wasn't scanning anything. "Hey Jake, what's taking so long?" he asked, walking back into the room. I didn't even bother to hide the will. I held it up and looked him dead in the eye. "So this is how it is?" I said, my voice unnervingly calm. "Everything to Eric? After everything I've done for you?" My dad's face went pale for a second, but then he sighed like I was some little kid throwing a tantrum. "Jake, it's not what you think." "Really?" I snapped. "Because it looks pretty damn clear to me. I've been paying your mortgage, helping with groceries, fixing the house up while Eric does nothing. And you still decided he's the only one who matters." Dad looked uncomfortable, but instead of actually explaining himself, he just muttered, "It's complicated." That was it. No apology, no attempt to justify it beyond those two useless words. Just a weak excuse and an expectant look, like he was waiting for me to drop it and go back to being their personal ATM. I should have walked out right then and there, but I wanted to hear it from both of them, so I called out for my mom. When she came in and saw the will in my hands, her reaction wasn't much better. She at least had the decency to look guilty, but the words that came out of her mouth made my blood boil. "Jake, honey, you don't need the inheritance," she said gently, like she was doing me a favor. "You have a good job, you're independent. Eric, well,